Hello and welcome back to the FSS Football channel and today's match preview for the Manchester United versus Chelsea Premier League game. Now, of course, Manchester United do come into this game off the back of that 0-0 draw with Real Sociedad in the Europa League and our 3-1 victory over Newcastle United, leaving us second in the Premier League, level on points with Leicester and 10 points behind league leaders Manchester City. Chelsea, on the other hand, come into this game off the back of a 1-0 victory over Atletico Madrid and their 1-0 draw against Southampton in their last Premier League game, leaving them in 5th place behind West Ham in 4th. Manchester United have also drawn AC Milan in the next round of the Europa League. That game will obviously take place in March the 11th to be precise, and that will be at Old Trafford, the first leg, and of course the second leg will be at the San Siro in Italy. Now, for team news, both Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay are still out injured. However, Donny van de Beek has been training and looks like he will be fit enough for at least the bench. We don't know about starting, which at least gives us someone else in midfield apart from Matic and Fred. Edinson Cavani hasn't completely been ruled out of the game against Chelsea. However, is more than likely to miss out as he hasn't started training yet, so it will be very, very much a doubt for the game. However, there is an opportunity for him to play, and Ollie has not ruled out him potentially making the squad. Dan James came off in the Real Sociedad game with a knock. However, it looks more than likely that he will be fit enough to start against Chelsea if called upon, while Juan Mata is out and will be for a few weeks with an unknown injury. When it comes to Chelsea, Chelsea are pretty much full strength. The only player missing for them is going to be Thiago Silva. And this Chelsea team, look, they're a very, very different animal and beast to the one that we played last season and at the start of this season in that 0-0 draw. Of course, since Thomas Tuchel has replaced Frank Lampard as the head coach of Chelsea. And look, Chelsea are playing a different style now. They're playing a three at the back, a high pressure, high possession based style of football, and it's working really well for them. I think Timo Werner has looked fantastic under Thomas Tuchel. I think he looks dangerous. This Chelsea team, it's going to be an issue. It's a good side. However, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be confident coming into this game because of that good record he has over Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, them two famous nights in Paris spring to mind when you think about Manchester United playing PSG under Thomas Tuchel. Furthermore, Manchester United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a fantastic record against Chelsea. Last season, playing them 5 times, only losing once. We should be able to win this game. Now, going into team news, this is the team I would start if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I'll go for David De Gea in goal. Dean Henderson's done well in the Europa League, but he's not. I don't think he's pulled up any trees. I think he hasn't had much to do. What he has had to do, he's done well. But for me, David De Gea is staying in goal. A back four. I keep saying this in my watch-alongs after the game. Eric Bailly has to start, so start him. Harry Maguire, he will always start. I don't really mind Harry Maguire starting as long as it's next to Eric Bailly. Luke Shaw playing on the left and Wan-Bissaka right. Both very, very good fullbacks. Both been incredible this year, especially Luke Shaw on that left-hand side. Look like he's going to work his way back into the England squad, which is fantastic for him. That double pivot, I think we will see Fred and Matic. Regardless of if Donny van de Beek is fit, I wouldn't risk him, especially as we can always bring him on. Bringing Donny van de Beek on isn't a bad thing. We don't need to start him though. I think it won't hurt to be a little bit more conservative at the start of the game and see how this Chelsea team will play. And if there's room for Donny van de Beek in the midfield, then of course you can bring him on. But for me, I would go with Fred and Matic. Then in the front line, I would go for Marcus Rashford on the left. Of course, you go with Rashford. He's a potential match winner. He's one of our best players. Or he's never going to drop in. I wouldn't either. I would then go for Bruno at 10. Of course, you have to go for Bruno Fernandes. He's one of our best players, if not our best player. He has to be playing for me. So I would play him at 10. What I would want to see from Bruno Fernandes, though, I want to see the game. I want to see him play like he did against Sociedad. I want to see a simplified Bruno Fernandes where he's not trying these incredible match-winning balls all the time. Of course, there's times where you have to play that and try it. But I don't think you have to try it every time, which I think Bruno Fernandes at times has been a culprit of. He tries it too often. I think against Sociedad in the home leg, he was perfect. He tried it when it was on. When it wasn't, he played it simple. I think that was one of his best games as a Manchester United player. And I think if we see that today, then we will see the best Bruno Fernandes and we'll see a lot better chances created for the players around him. And speaking of players around him, on the right, I am going for Dan James. I think his pace in behind, especially in behind Marcos Alonso, who looks set like he will play because he seems in favour of Thomas Tuchel as their left back, or their left wing back, I should say. There will be space left behind, and Dan James, with his pace, will be able to exploit that. Dan James will also help out defensively, helping Wan-Bissaka deal with both Timo Werner and Marcos Alonso, who, like I said, will get forward and will attack the space down our right-hand side. Plus, I think Dan James is in good form. He's been scoring a lot of goals recently. He's a player that wants to deliver balls into the box for your strikers, for the Marcus Rashfords, for the Bruno Fernandes, and for your Anthony Martials of this world. So, I would play him out on the right, give Greenwood a little rest. He's played a lot of football recently, Greenwood, so I would just give him a rest if Dan James is available. Of course, Dan James isn't 100% fit. You stick Greenwood out on that right-hand side. And up top, I am going for Anthony Martial. I thought he looked fantastic. Really, really good against Real Sociedad. I think he's massively underrated by our fan base. I think he gets a lot of unnecessary stick. I think he is our best striker. And I would play him. I think, look, you can argue who's better, Cavani or Martial. I think Cavani's more of a traditional number 9. And Martial's more of a current number 9. A player that will want to get on the ball, would like to do a bit of dribbling. And I think Martial is a fantastic player and is really important to how we play. I think this is the team Ollie's going to play. I think he will go for the same goalkeeper and back four, apart from I think he will play Victor Lindelof over Eric Bailly. I just think he prefers Lindelof, to be honest. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Lindelof in there. However, again, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see Bailly. It's a flip up for me whether Ollie will play Lindelof or Bailly. I think it's abundantly clear to everyone else, Bailly is our most important centre-back. Whether we'll see that or not, I don't know. Harry Maguire will also obviously play. In midfield, I think we will see Matic and Fred. However, I think we could see at some point Axel Tuanzebe come on in midfield. I think Ollie's shown that he trusts Axel there. He obviously came on against Sociedad there. I don't think he played fantastically there. I thought he was okay. He was stable. He was clear. He's not a defensive midfielder, but he did a job. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Matic come off, for example, against Chelsea for Axel later on in the game. And then along the front line, I think we will see the same front line as I predicted. I think he will go with Anto. Cavani's not going to be fit. Who else do you play up front? I don't think Greenwood's as good as Martial as a striker just yet. So I would stick with Martial. I think he will never not play Rashford and Bruno Fernandes in this type of game. And on the right, he really likes Dan James at the moment. All he's doing is singing his praises. So I think if Dan James is available, he will start Dan James. And yeah, so I think it's going to be very, very similar to the lineup I would go for. And I'm not mad at that, to be honest. I think this game is going to be difficult. I think Chelsea, they don't create loads of chances for me, but they're very good defensively. And you have to remember, they've just beaten the best team in Spain 1-0 and they look comfortable. Yes, that wasn't the best Atletico Madrid team that they've been this season. They've got a lot of injuries, so the likes of Kieran Trippier, Yannick Ferreira, Carrasco. But they played him off the park. Since Thomas Tuchel's come in, they've been a fantastic side, this Chelsea team. And you can't underplay it. They've been fantastic and they deserve a lot of respect. This isn't going to be one of those 4-0 games like we did last season. Again, where we comfortably win. It's going to be a difficult game. And I think we have to go about this in the right way. I don't want to see us do what we do so often against these big sides, where we sit deep, invite pressure on us, and then try and counter-attack all the time. I want to try and see us play on the front foot. And of course, look, we're at the way side. We will play naturally be on the back foot a little bit more. But I don't want to see us defend two low blocks of 4 and try and defend the whole game. I want to try and see us attack. And obviously, when we can, counter-attack on them. Use Dan James's pace. Use Rashford's pace. Get at them when you can. But I want to see us try and keep hold of the ball a bit more. And I don't want us to do what we do against Man City and the Liverpools, where we sit deep and hit the ball to Bruno Fernandes, completely isolate our attacks, and wonder why we don't win a game. And then we start slating our attackers, like Martial, like Rashford, like Bruno, like Dan James. And by saying, they're shit, they didn't score, they didn't do anything in all game. Because our defence is so deep. And that's my biggest fear. And to be honest, I feel like we will sort of play like that. But I do think we will get the win regardless. I'm going for a 1-0 Manchester United win. Obviously, you guys let me know your predictions down below. Anyway, if you have enjoyed today's match preview, please do hit the like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. Please do tune in for the watch along. That starts at 4 and kickoff is at 4:30. Anyway, like I said, if you have enjoyed, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Turn the notification bell on so you never miss an FSS football video. And I'll see you all next time. In a bit. Peace.